Hey guys, and welcome back to our 8th episode of I forgot the name of the game. I went to say the Ruffians, but that ended last week. Heart of the Plains.
Yeah.
Roll for damage.
We're back.
Where I have these we play professional. We had to take last week off. We had some technical issues, and apparently I forgot how to do intros in that time. But to start us off, I want to, as per usual, say thank you to Bree for amazing art. I can see Dominic up on the screen right now, looking baller. Also want to say thank you to the following groups for lending people. There's Nose of the West that threw a reese at us. There is...
Wow.
It's gonna be one of those nights. There's
nightmare.
Wonders and Blunders, which let us import Agent Number 1
with the proper documentation.
Yeah. It was also in quarantine for a couple of weeks. Yeah. It was hard.
And
and
a little kennel.
Lost our health already.
Lastly, Debbie Dragons for delivering us Josh the Pirate.
Sick.
So, and then there's Shro. She just lives with me, so she's just here.
She can't escape.
Can't escape. Just any game, she's just like, I'm here.
Pretty much.
But yes, so apart from all that, I'd like to just point you guys to the panels below. You can find out our times and our social media. We have a merch store now. We have things going up on that all the time. We're changing things so you can get some cool little bits. And little bits. Yes, thank you for that. That'll be in my head all night. So I'd like to now introduce you guys to these wonderful players. And we'll start with Felix O'Farah, played by Reese.
Hey guys, I'm Reese, or spoiler alert, Reese in chat. And I am playing Felix O'Farah. He's having a rough time. He's losing all his limbs. Aging rapidly by the minute. That is. Yeah. That's me.
Okay.
My sword blew up as well. So
it just ran away.
No, it wasn't. It was taken from you.
Yeah.
It was taken, yeah.
All right, there we go. It was taken.
Good.
So that was a shame. Next up, we have Dominic, played by Agent Number 1.
That's me. I'm Agent Number 1. I'm playing Dominic, who's a arcane archer shooty boy from an old Grecian-style campaign that ran before this called Vanny's Quest. He's having a bit of a, I don't know if crisis of faith is the right name, but he just discovered that all of his gods that he thought were dead are not. They're just hanging out with the new god of death on some sort of wacky demiplane sort of thing. I don't really know how to process it. I don't really think Dominic knows how to process it yet either. It's a bit of a shocker for him. So
you make it sound significantly cooler than it is for them. It doesn't sound bad at all. It's just like some desert island. They're all drinking mojitos on the beach.
Do you want to actually tell the audience what was actually said to you about what happened to them?
I know what happened to them, but I don't know that was necessarily revealed.
It more or less has been.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Basically, they all got eaten. They all got eaten by the god of death when he ate the entire astral plane.
That's not the way you phrased it the first
Yeah, you're like, they're just all hanging out on the demi-plane, you know.
They became a buffet.
It's all good. No, they got ated. They're gone. Right, so moving right along, we have Tig, played by Shrogril.
And that happens. Hi, everybody. I am Shrogril. I play Tig. I'm here. It's just like having a Labrador in your party. That's what I'm here for. I love you all the time, unconditionally, usually, unless you kill my tribe and that. So, yeah, I'm here to eat any limbs that fall off. Without any regard for who they came from. As I'm here for.
So, just a
Sounds
quick
about right.
bit of lore that has some context. In my world, wild elves waste nothing, so they will eat the leftovers after a skirmish. She took that to mean when Felix's leg got chopped off at a certain point that she just started numbing on it right in front of him, and he was a little traumatized.
It was her birthday.
It was, and she thought it was a present, and it was a thing.
Because that's how you make friends with Tig.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lastly, we have Josh playing Ballast Day.
G'day, guys. I'm Josh the Pirate, or Josh Walker. If you've seen me perform live, I do a comedy puppetry erotica show called Pupperotica. It is what it says on the box. It's puppets reading erotic fiction. I also perform on, yeah, you heard it.
I love it.
I also am Scan Felspar on There Be Dragons, the D&D podcast. And you can find us at therebedragonscast.com. Yeah, and I play Valistay this evening, the bard with a little bit of warlock, just a little tiny bit, with a very, very satisfied scythe at the moment because he's consumed like all the souls that an Astral Dreadnought ever consumed. He just ate it, and he's like, I'm just really full right now. Yeah, here, have haste forever. That's great. Off you go. Carry on. And my primary concern is that he also consumed the soul of my good friend Book, and I'm not certain I'm going to be able to get it back.
Right. So yes, all of that. And
Awkward.
I just want to remind everyone, because it's been a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
that when that Harrow bar fills, a
Fuckers.
card is drawn, right? And that was what destroyed. It's a deck of many things, but made for more gameplay and role play things. So yeah, unfortunately, that was what destroyed Felix's rapier. But it also has another event that usually triggers an episode or two later. So just letting everyone know that if this episode is really rough, blame Moronor.
Noted. I already do.
Yep.
We're fighting this guy to death. I knew it.
How many limbs will Felix have by the end?
It'll just be the Black Knight, just a stump, like, come back, I'll bite your kneecaps off.
He's going to be Seamus from Family Guy.
It's just a flesh wound.
Right. So
can I also apologize for last week, ladies and gents? We're sorry we couldn't join you. We're sorry you had to watch a rerun of one of our really cool episodes before. Yeah, sorry for the technical issues, but we're back now. Let's do it.
Yes. So
I blame Australia.
I blame
just the whole thing, not like one person's internet or provider. No. Australia.
Yep, generally. Yep. I mean, in fairness, he's actually kind of right because Australia's government did put forward the NBA. Look, it's too complicated, but
yeah, let's get this back to D&D, right?
Let's do learning.
But I need someone to give me a recap because it's been a couple of weeks and I can't remember who did it last. Does anyone want to raise their hand for it before I just choose Reese?
I did it last.
Please don't pick me because I have.
You can pick somebody else for sure.
I have no idea.
Pick Shro. I've done like 3 in a row.
I legitimately could not remember whose arm got torn off. So.
I picked Nova. Nova, you do the recap.
He remembers.
I don't think I've ever heard you do the recap.
Dibs
okay.
Not.
He probably made notes.
I should have done that. Yes, I am the DM.
It's better than my notes from last week.
I think last session was just fighting. Just a fight was more or less.
Normally I do a page and a half of notes, and this is what happened last week.
Okay, last week.
These are my notes. They're on a bill.
Yeah, look, I have the same thing. Right? I have like
notes.
the reverse of post-it notes. But yeah,
just
to get to the actual session, since we've sort of been dicking around a bit.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yes. So the recap will have to start not just last session, a little bit before it. They had spent the night in a tiny hut, I believe, and they had fought off these sort of really weird childlike creatures that were crawling out of orbs of darkness. And they had they found that they were in like a marshy, swampy forest that had all these trees in it. And they realized the trees were actually the calcified remains of people standing up, reaching into the sky or to run away. And it was that these creatures that were causing the calcification, which they only really learnt once one latched onto their good friend Book and calcified his leg into the ground. All those creatures decided to run for some reason. The fight wasn't over, they just wanted to leave. It was at this point an Astral Dreadnought came after them. It scared off those creatures. It picked up Book with a successful grapple check and then devoured his soul. That session ended. The next one pretty much was just a fight. Was a fight against the Astral Dreadnought. They all thought they'd done really, really well. They all burnt all their resources, everything they had. They blew up the body of the Astral Dreadnought to find its divine essence inside, which they then had to fight again, which pretty much turned all of its normal damage into magical, radiant, and fire damage, and was actually almost more dangerous.
Almost. and then we knocked it out, and then it woke up, and then we knocked it out again, and then it woke up again. And there was also an issue with the whole. I overfed the scythe, and it opened a portal in space and time, and the Titans from the beginning of the universe tried to climb out of it. I don't think I'm actually overstating the situation too much when I say that.
This is fairly accurate.
Yeah, checks out.
And also Magic Man tried to escape past me, and I was like, close the fucking door! And Void's like, I'm so full, I'll help you, but I can't. I ate all the things. Who wants a muffin? And he didn't. And then, we eventually closed the thing there was a certain amount of stabbing of Magic Man, who was just dead set wanting to get out. And I've taken over Nova. I apologize, but
it's all right. Nova did the recap. You remember stuff.
Yeah, look, I just didn't want to have to do a fourth. No, you carry on. I just wanted to mention how upset I was about how it was actually not dead. But we knocked it out like twice, and it kept waking up. And then I finally summoned the bastard. Baphomet, that was his name. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong there. And then he ate its heart. And he's upset, and he's like, so what do you want? Words to that effect. And that's where we ended.
Yes, you had actually come here to hunt that Astral Dreadnought, to knock it out, to sacrifice it to Baphomet, because you wanted him to get through a labyrinth. And Minotaur God is good at that stuff, and he's the demon lord of Minotaurs. Yep. So, yes. That is where we left off, with both Felix and Dominic, who at some point tonight I will call Constantine, because I messed it up on Monday as well.
Yep. I'm gone.
Yes. So Felix and Dom are unconscious. Tig is severely damaged, and Ballistae is pretty messed up as well, with that haste fading. You had more than standard haste. You had 5 minutes of haste, and it's just like dropping. More than actually, close to 10. So, anyways, that's dropping. Your exhaustion levels are rising, and Baphomet is looking down at you with a "Why have you summoned me?" sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, are we actually unconscious, or are we just at 0 hit points? I can't remember.
You can be awake at 0 right now.
Okay.
Because you did pass your checks. You were just awfully messed up.
I thought that was the case, yeah.
Cool.
So take it from here, Ballistae.
So he said, "Why did you summon me?" Is the question he asked.
I actually have this note as a good DM. His last line to you. What? I don't have this note. I'm terrible. I lied. Why have you summoned me? Why should I not take your heart in my hand and squeeze the lifeblood from it?
And I go, because if you do, you don't get into the Lady of Raven's library.
Sort of tilts his head, looks down at you quizzically. Continue.
We need a guide. We need somebody who's capable of negotiating the labyrinth. And we were told that you were probably the best bet. You take us, we get what we want, you get what you want.
I can guide you through the labyrinth.
Cool.
But I will need to be bound to one of you. One of you takes my mark.
Matter, what does that entail?
Would we? Yeah. Like, would we
As a player, I know this, and it's not good.
So he's going to look
shit.
around and to all of you. One who has not given themselves to another takes my symbol, becomes my anchor in this plane.
Oh, Felix, buddy. Oh, that's rough.
Yep.
Because Dom's spoken for, and so am I, and I'm pretty sure so is Tig.
Well, looks like I'm taking yet another one for the team.
I'll grow it back. I'm sorry.
So
I will be.
I'm correct in saying that Val is already taken, right?
oh yeah, you pretty much have at this point merged with the freaking scythe.
Oh, that. I was really thinking of the Lady of Ravens, who I'm
Yeah,
doing
that
it for
too,
as
but
well.
that's
I'm double spoken for already.
It's getting better and better.
So do you
Because
actually
otherwise-
say
because
that you're going to take one for the team?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Felix, this is. I'm starting to think you're regretting this journey.
Oh, you fucking bet your sweet ass I am.
So he's going to walk across to you and pick you up off the ground, Felix. He's about, from what I remember, he's like 15 feet tall. He's pretty big, and he's like hand wraps around your waist and lifts you into the air.
Yep.
And he takes a claw and scratches into your cheek his demonic symbol. You also watch as the skin peels open, and it's sort of, the symbol hurts your eyes to look at. It sort of makes you feel a bit dizzy, a bit woozy, just because it's not a good language. So
Is it in Abyssal?
it's in Abyssal, but it's also sort of, it's not just like text on a piece of paper, right? He's more put a touch of him into Felix, so it's that like raw, undiluted evil.
There's so many jokes I could make, and I'm not gonna. I'm just not. It's too easy. Particularly stump jokes. There's a lot of stump jokes.
He looks at you, Felix. You accept this.
I accept.
You feel the stump of your arm start to burn, and if you look down at it, you just watch as the sort of sealed over flesh from the fire, because it had like cauterized the wound, bursts out, and this humanoid but sort of darkly furred hand.
Oh, I have a demon arm?
You have these thick black nails, and if you close your hand into a fist, the bones in your forearm jut out into your hand to form a sword in it. And if you open it, they disappear.
That's metal as fuck!
It's super metal. Oh my god. Oh, no.
It is painful every time you do it, so I don't know if you're sitting there and just be like,
Val says, I'd practice on a sausage before you try that bad boy out, brother.
Oh, I feel it. It's great power. It hurts. It hurts a lot. I don't know why I keep doing it. Great power.
For your purposes, this is a rapier, and it has the vorpal quality, but it's for stabbing hearts, not cutting off heads.
Cool.
Like, evil things are useful. They're not nice, but they are useful.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And he
50-50
looks
party
at
on
you.
evil and good weapons.
Now we know. Yeah. No.
Every time you kill something with this blade, You feed it.
That's a carton. That's a carton.
Oh, that's a carton.
Bones are tricky, kids.
A bit of water.
Anyways, back to what we were doing.
Yep.
Every time you kill someone's blade, you feed me through our connection.
Not feeding another Astral Dreadnought.
I guess this is for you, Master.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
What do I call it? Is it? Am I like?
You can see Val behind Baphomet going.
As you start that, he just sort of throws you to the ground and turns. Where do you wish to go? While he is here, I serve.
Oh, cool. Hey, Felix, buddy. How do you feel about a rest?
Yes, I would very much appreciate a rest at this point in time.
Okay. There is a small matter, I believe, of, and then I look at Dom and I cast a second level healing word.
Dom coughs up something.
There you go, buddy. So, I don't know, it's probably going to be like 9 hit points or something, but I'll just do it quickly. So 1 and a 2. Oh boy, you get 5. There you are. You get 5 hit points there. So you're not on 0 anymore. There you go, old buddy. And then I look over my shoulder and I say, Dio's watching. Have we got a solution for that, Dom?
I
mean, we've got a. If Felix were to say, "Hey, Baphomet,"
No.
Okay, I didn't think you'd be up for that. Yeah,
that's not an option in this.
Okay.
If I can get him with my bow, maybe. But
do you want to have some help with that?
Oh, I mean, sure. I'd mostly like to make sure that when he runs over here next time, he doesn't, kill me right away.
Or here's a thought. Lord Baphomet, and I say with great deference, we could go to the library right now, right?
He looks towards you, Felix. Is that what you wish?
Yes.
You are all teleported to the library.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Am I next to Felix right now?
Can I have said that when he turns to Felix and makes this sort of and asks this, I'm like, oh shit, and I dive for Book's body?
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good. All right, fucking. I go so Aussie when I play this character. Fucking, there you go. Yeah.
Trying to get this accent back in. I'm like.
Yeah. Yep, we're back on the roll, boys and girls. There we are. 4 and a 6 on the dice. Yeah. Nah.
I will do a.
Split the difference. Call it 15.
All right. I was going to do a contested dex for his speed.
Oh, sure.
You dive for Book, and you sort of feel like your body gets turned inside out and then pops back into regular alignment, and you land on the rocky floor outside a massive set of doors with Book's body gone.
Yeah.
You got a saving throw just as you did that.
Did you roll dexterity save? Yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. The game doesn't like
far
Book.
too high.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to bring him back anyway. That was just a sort of action of desperation.
At least we can bury him.
Well, no, we can't.
Well, maybe we can't. Don't mind me. I've just.
This was really just a. Dio's not here anymore.
I look around for Dio.
He is not there anymore.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna walk up to Valiste, and look over my shoulder to Felix. Like, today has been day of days.
And Valiste, who is still lying flat on the floor with his hand outreached to the corpse of his good friend, goes, and his head is face down on the floor, goes, "Yep, yeah, it has. Yes, it has, Teak. Day of fucking days."
I'm sorry.
Then Val puts his left hand up and slams it on the ground, and a Leomund's tiny hut appears around him that the remaining 3 members of the party are allowed to enter freely.
But Baphomet can't, I imagine.
Oh,
It's just
Baphomet's probably too big to fit into it. It's like a 10-foot square.
And he's 15
It's
foot.
really
15,
cozy
20.
to snuggle with, though.
Look, to be perfectly fair, I'm sure Baphomet can take care of himself for an
Yeah.
evening.
All right. What's the cast time on Tiny Hut?
It's probably 10 minutes. I was just doing it for dramatic effect.
Yep. Okay. So you hit it and like lions shoot out and a tiny hut starts to sort of take form over the next 10 minutes. Roll a perception check, please, Valiste.
It's 1 minute. Valiste, yes, I can do that. Perception, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Under 10 on the dice, here we go. Hey, 31.
It's a real good dice roll. So as it's building up around you, you hear the cawing of a raven.
I am shocked. Oh, I look up. Is it the raven I hope it is?
There is a familiar raven that you've seen with Book before, who he had sent this way so that you guys could have a easier path back. And it's circling around you, casting the spell, cawing loudly and looking down at you.
This is the first time I actually get up. I've been face down up until this point. I get up and I sort of put my arm up to like a falconer would, indicating a good, safe place to land.
All right. It flies down and lands on your arm.
And I hold up my fingertips to it and I go, peck twice if you'll book.
It pecks once.
I go, but your souls were linked, right?
Pecks twice.
Can I bring him back?
It cocks its head at you.
Were I to raise the dead on his body, could I bring him back?
Pecks once.
Fine, I'll learn Wish. And I hate that spell.
You feel this sort of. It's not unpleasant. It's like this. It's like the sort of feeling you get when you see your friend after a long time. It's this sort of like worming feeling into your chest and into your mind. Do you want to let it in?
Yeah.
Do you want a familiar?
Sure.
So, because you were someone that Book had linked to, this little raven sort of, as you're like, I'm going to try to bring him back, binds to you. For all intents and purposes, you have Book's familiar.
Oh.
We will name him Short Story.
No, his name is Creative Nonfiction.
Oh, in chapter 1.
Novella. It's novella.
Ebook.
All right.
Sad.
Magazine.
Oh, he's all glossy as well. That'd be perfect.
Continuing on. The bad puns.
Yeah.
As you accept that sort of spell.
Open the wings up, and Prince Harry is married. Who now? No. Sorry. Carry on.
You finish your spell. You have yourself a familiar.
I do. I look at. I matter. How is Felix now? Is he back up to good? If he were to sleep a decent amount, would it be all right?
You're just sitting there hearing as his bones of his arm are extending through the flesh of his wrist and hand as he keeps opening and closing it.
Like, Felix,
You've
old
been
buddy.
doing it.
If you're gonna do that, at least turn your back.
Hey, this is my private time. Focus on yours. Right? You got a new toy. I got a new toy.
It's all good. Yeah, great.
And Baphomet is just with us, hanging out.
He's just standing outside the
just cross-armed, just like
he's sort of pacing back and forward, and because I believe the tiny hut's sort of transparent, you can see through it.
Yep, he can't see us, but we can see him.
There's a village not too far from here, which you would know, Valistay is full of Shadakai. And at one point, one tried to see what the hell was happening up by this temple, effectively, that you're at, and took one look at Baphomet and ran. Baphomet loped off, maybe for a minute, then came back. He's just standing there waiting.
So I wanted to go up to him, and in I'm sure badly broken Minotaur, ask him, so you been through library before?
Not this one. I've been trying to get in for centuries.
And what about the other planes?
Sort of, it's weird to see like a bull's face pull into this like rictus grin, but he's very like just smiling at you and just nods slowly.
You know what happened to the astral plane? Yeah.
He gets really serious and nods.
A lot of mine are there. Do you know how to get there?
I do, but my headset's beeping at me and you'll have to wait.
Oh.
Which is a really weird thing for a demon lord to say to you. But,
Particularly with the smile. Yeah.
Then they are lost. Unless they are the strongest of wills. They are gone.
Well, they were the strongest of gods at the time. But you seem like the kind of fiend who would relish in finding something lost. Never known a minotaur not to find its way to the center of a maze.
Or that walk in that realm give themselves to the dead.
Well, guess that's where some of us are going anyway. And I think Dom would just like turn and head back to the group.
Sort of watches you walk in, just tries to see like where the edges of this thing are, but obviously I believe it's not invisible, but it sort of has like it can be blended into the surrounding, right? So he's just.
Oh, sorry.
No, continue.
I was gonna say as Dom sort of walks back, I wanna have a chat to Baphomet myself.
Sorry, the dome is opaque from the outside. It's any color I choose, but he can see it.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, he's sort of like trying to see where the
bright
entrance
purple.
is. Like,
Okay.
bright purple it is.
Yep.
While they've
So-
all been, oh sorry.
It just amuses me that this is like a revolving door talk to Baphomet.
Yeah.
So Dom walks in, Felix walks out, and he just sort of like rolls his eyes. Yes.
So, Baphomet, well, look, I wanted to have a chat with you since we're pretty much bonded on this plane. Get to know each other a little bit. So, how are you?
Oh god.
Oh, good. Yep, I can tell you're doing well. That's look. I want to sort of
talk.
yes. Well,
Bring
look.
me the heart of one of those elves in that village, or bring it here alive. Even better.
Well, hold on. We brought you the heart of, the thing, the Astral Dreadnought. That's a pretty big task,
And
if
for
you
that,
ask
you
me.
have my services.
Yeah, and
If
now
you
I
want
have this.
questions.
I have this thing on my face. Sort of. You gotta understand here. We've done a lot for you already, and we're about to do something else pretty big for you.
Make a Constitution save.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He stares at you, and you just feel your face like ignite. It's a 1. So you all hear Felix scream, and through the wall of it, he just drops to the ground, holding his face.
How you going there, buddy?
Right.
No, I'm gonna run out, pick him up, and take him in.
How you going there, buddy? You good? You don't talk to the demon lord.
Yep.
You good?
He not
Turn your
not-
face off.
He's not a nice man.
I'm sorry, mate.
Is there
And
anything else you guys want to do tonight before you get your rests?
Yeah. While this was all being going on between these guys, having a conversation with the concierge at the hotel, I would like to, pretty much as soon as he made the hut appear, I think Tig would want to go for a bit of a walk. Is there some forestation around? Like, I know
It'll be
it's
like 20
dead,
years
but-
till we see her.
I know it's
Yeah.
kind of.
In the shadow plane, not so much. You're now well from the borders or the river.
Yes.
It's just rocky wasteland. It's all shades of grey. The sky is black, but somehow that still gives off light, so you can see. It's
No
not-
sticks around or anything.
No, the elves here seem to have like made sort of stone houses out of this rocky, shadowy place.
Okay. If I can find a stone or a rock, decently sized one, I would like to bring that back with me. On the way back, I'd like to start trying to chip away at it and make a shape. I'm trying to make like a little pyramid shape with little kind of beak shape at the front of it, and a little stubby tail bit.
Make a
And,
sleight of hand check.
I'm trying real hard. Sleight of hand?
Yep. You can
Can't
spend
have
your
it.
hero point if you want to auto pass for your roll.
Can't have a dex.
Sleight of hand is dex based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not one of my fancy ones. Will do.
Still pretty
All right.
good.
So with arm, which has like which is a big wooden arm, which you'll see in her art when it comes past, which is covered in the fingertips are mithril. You sort of sit there and you're like poking at it and like scraping away, and like you can all hear as she's walking back, you hear this horrible like nails and chalkboard sound as she's across the fucking stone, and it's grating and uncomfortable, But
I hate this plane.
And it's obviously caused by Tig.
I want to go home.
As you don't notice it's caused by Tig, so she comes over the
I
crest and she's holding
suspect
a rock.
nothing else.
She's gone for a long walk and I come back.
It says a lot that Val didn't say, Tig, don't go too far. He just let her.
Yeah, Tig just disappeared. And
So
then he's coming back.
You come back and you have your rock, which I assume is shaped like an individual you've lost. Okay, go for it.
I would like to give a little button accessory, if I may, separately, out of like any little leftover chips. And I'm gonna walk over to Felix and give him the little button. And show him the bird. That one's for you. Because it's been a day. And I'll walk over to Valiste. I'll give him I'll just put the little bird in front of him. I'm assuming he's probably sitting down having a bit of a sad moment, so I'm just going to put the bird down in front of him. And
Val is in the hut with his back to everything. He's sort of hunched over, sitting cross-legged with the raven on his arm. And he's just sitting there sort of... to the outside observer, it would look like he's probably sort of psychically communing to the raven. He's not. He's just deep in thought, stroking this thing.
Alright. Tig would probably, like, seeing that, probably just put it next to him, just stand there and wait. Just
as you place it down, the raven does turn, look at it, and hops off your arm, sort of like hops around the rock before returning to you, Valiste.
And Val goes, without turning around or even appearing to acknowledge it at all, he says, "Thank you, Tig."
Tig helped.
Tig did help.
Okay. And then I'm going to walk over to Dominic and sort of just sit down next to him.
Dom at this point is just like lying on the ground, holding his wounds and just being like, I'm exhausted.
On a scale, like, can I get an answer on the whole, is Felix okay? Probably to Nova.
Are we talking like
meta?
damage or mentally?
He's not okay, but is he physically up for round 3? Or like 8? I think we're up to 8 now.
Something like that.
To tell you what, since he did have his arm regrown more or less, I'll let him have 25% of his hit points back.
Sure.
Last night, I believe, in game time, you all used your
there's a lot of hit dice used.
Hit die, and since you only get them back, you get half back every day, you guys are not getting a lot of them.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember who used them?
I believe I didn't use any.
I would probably cast regeneration on Dom then.
Okay.
That'll regrow all of his hit points over the course of an evening.
Oh, great. Who else is wounded then? Because I have a couple cures I can use through my bow.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm at half. But
I am at 25 out of 115.
You can have 45 from cure wounds.
That takes me up to 70.
Before we go on to the next thing, I wanted to do something because I remember last night in game, obviously what happened to Felix's sword. I would like to ask the DM, do I need to roll for this knowing what took the sword? Because I think you told me.
I think you rolled last session and recognized it.
Yeah.
So you know that it's Cyrene, the goddess of air and the Banshee Queen.
I think I'll probably head on over to Felix after he's been sitting there having his sword thing do its thing. Felix, I gave Button because Valiste needed a tiny book.
I thank you, Tig. Thank you.
I couldn't make you a sword, but I know who that was.
What are you trying to say, Tig?
Well, that she wanted it back, so she took it back. She has temper.
I sort of follow.
Cyrene?
Is Cyrene familiar to Felix at all? Like, would
Make
he...
a religion check.
Yeah. 17?
Yep, you know Cyrene, as what I just said.
Yep.
She was as the story goes, she was a mortal trying to attain divinity.
Uh-huh.
And the spell she was casting to rise was missing a key ingredient. So what actually happened, since she was a lightning sorcerer, she was blasted apart and her soul combined with the plane of air. So anywhere there is storms, lightning, she can manifest. Though she hasn't got a whole lot of control, and she's literally been like just split apart across that planet air. To come together takes all of her willpower, and it is immensely painful to have your atoms stretched across eternity.
Yep. I can imagine. That's
hence the Banshee Queen.
Yep. Making some mental leaps and assumptions. I'm assuming my sword, my rapier, was of some importance to her, or she is the essentially the Storm Queen. She's essentially like, there's a sort of bond there or something.
You can assume many things.
Yep, I can
D&D.
assume many. Yep, sure. No worries. Cool. So what you're saying is there's a chance that, she has my rapier. So technically we could probably find her and get it back if that was something I was so inclined to do. Is that what you're saying, Tig?
Tig? Tig don't want to upset. She's very angry. And you now work for him. So...
Leave it with me. I'll see. Yes. Thank you anyway.
Tig just let you know No.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Tig.
If you want to go get it, though, Tig will help you. Because you're on Tig track. Okay?
Thank you, Tig.
Okay.
He's very emotional. Very... Thank you.
Pat on the head. Go back out to looking after Dominic. Probably lie down next to him, just like...
So she Are you all happy just to take the night now? Use your hit die as you need to.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just done, so it's come up on the stream. I've done a whole bunch of math. Using my remaining spell slots, it turns out I'd kept an 8th and a 7th. Don't know why I did that. But it means I can do regeneration twice. So Dom gets 1 and I get 1, and Felix gets the remaining of my spell slots, which comes to about 63 points worth of healing word. So that'll get you a decent distance.
That gets me up to 115. Unless,
and then if Dom had cure at all, I don't know if he did anything more.
I cast 2 of them on him from my bow. Do I still have any other slots?
Just Tig that still needs healing, I believe, and she used all her hit die last time.
I had 1 left, and I just used it.
I can spread it. I can spread that healing over. There was 2 that did 15 apiece, and the rest were a combination of 33 together. So I'm happy to spread it around if Felix is happy to use some hit dice to get himself back up to full.
Look, you use it.
It's all right.
Tig is fine.
You've cast the healing spells. She's more or less okay, it seems. And she's asleep
1 more
now,
cure
doesn't seem
wounds
to be
I can cast.
complaining. So, there you go. 18 hit die.
Someone can take that 18.
18 for Tig.
Give that one to Tig. Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
So you all get your night's rest then? Nothing else you want to do?
Yeah. I don't think Val is in the mood to do anything else.
Thinking what kind of goof 'em up I can start. But no, I'm okay to sleep.
Okay, you all sleep the night through. And you wake up the next morning. There's a bit of an off smell as you wake up. Can I just get perception checks just to see who wakes up first to last?
Oh god, it's a smell. Come on.
I mean, how many people has he murdered?
19.
How does Tig not wake up to that?
And lastly, Valisty? 20! Val, you wake up first. And there is 3 bodies.
Yeah.
They have been more or less dismembered, had their chest pulled open, and you can tell that he's had lunch.
Whatever keeps him happy.
The rest of you will wake up one at a time. Dom and Felix will be next, followed by Tig.
Oh, okay.
I would probably use prestidigitation to alter the smell. So it's not immediately obvious. And maybe minor illusion to just cover the whole thing up before anybody else wakes up.
Oh, what are you changing the smell to?
Just normal air smell.
Can he do that?
Prestidigitation can change the smell of things.
Allows to do a little bit, yeah. I'd say with the very stillness of this place, it wouldn't be too hard. So,
Val is somewhat not down with you eating other Shadokai.
I know, I don't want to.
Val, okay, here. So is there a limb?
There is in Felix's backpack.
No. A spare one lying around next to the bodies.
if you want to go out there and take a limb, you can.
I mean, the hut's probably gone. So he would before he uses minor illusion to just make it look like there's nothing there, he would grab a limb and probably an arm. No, she likes legs. I got her a leg, and yeah, he would probably sort of hide it a bit, so that he doesn't want to be super obvious about giving Tig a leg, but he knows it'll make her happy. Okay. Yeah.
So you go out there to get the leg, and Baphomet turns to you. When are we getting in? And he points his massive horns towards the library doors.
Okay. As soon as the others wake up, we'll probably head off.
All right. You get your leg. You put it where you want to. The others wake up.
Yep.
Around this time, the hut falls. Takes 8 hours. What would you guys like to do?
A couple of sun salutations, a downward dog for the morning, nice hearty plowman's breakfast, and we'll get on our way. No, I'm just fucking kidding you. Let's get the hell out of this plane as soon as we can.
How's my face feeling?
You can feel it raw, and to the rest of you, while you clean the air, some of the smell was coming from his face, and you can see that it's like rotting a little bit and pussy.
Good.
Face only a mother could love.
I love it a lot.
Val goes, shall we then?
Sure, why not? Let's
take some more food.
Yeah, Tig, I got you breakfast. And this would be quiet, like with behind when the other two aren't looking. And he goes, "Oh, I got you breakfast, Tig. There you go."
Hey, so Dom, how's that thing going? It's going good, huh?
Oh, it's it's pretty good.
Okay.
No, there's no need to mention it to the others.
Did you hear that twig snapping? That's
must have been the wind.
Hello, that sounds like a pig fainting.
All right, let's get going, Baphomet.
So you guys are about 30 feet from the front of this temple, this library.
Well, then Val just goes. He'd give Tig the leg and walk.
Okay, you get to the door.
I'm
What would you
hiding
like
the
to
leg
do? It is
behind my back.
closed.
Okay.
You got a
Can we
magic
come in?
knock?
Hello?
Nothing.
What was your suggestion, Dom?
I mean, it's your queen's library. I figured maybe you had some sort of secret passcode.
I look at the.
We could just try opening the door.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably do that.
I'm like, Felix is just thinking, if we came all this way and done all of this without figuring out how to open this fucking door.
I've raised this point more than once. I didn't even know where the fuck it was.
So you
push. Can I push the door?
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Can I pull the door? Is it a pull door? I just read the sign up wrong.
You described the door. Does it have a handle?
It is okay. It is about 60 feet tall.
Sure.
It's double doors. Each one's 30 feet. It's this big old square. It is made from it seems to be just like solid gold. It is almost giving off a little bit of light more than anything else around here. There is no handle on the outside.
Why'd they put up this pull sign if there's no handle?
Does the floor?
What did she do?
My wisdom's still really fucked up from that last fight, so I can't figure this out for the life of me.
You did
Dumb's
gain
just
one
pushing.
back on the sleep, remember?
Oh, do I? Oh, that's
I
good.
love
Yeah,
how
you gain it back every. Well, I don't know if it's every day or every sleep.
I love it in character. He's like, "Yep, my wisdom's fucked after that fight. I am not a wise man.
I'm stupid.
I felt that leave me." All right, so pushing
Baphomet.
and pulling didn't help.
Oh, sorry. Baphomet, dumb question. Do you have any ideas?
I've never been allowed in.
I look at the raven. I quizzed the raven. It's like, do you hold up the hand? Do you know how to get in? 1 for 2, 1 for yes, 2 for no, or the other way around. That's how we did it before.
It flies to the door and starts flapping its wings and just like knocks its beak against the door and then flies back to you and cocks its head.
Okay, I go up and knock on the door.
Try knocking.
You just knock with your hand?
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Damn it. That was my whole idea.
Are these just doors, or is there like
Yeah,
a
just
wall
doors.
to it?
Is there
really?
a knocker on them or something?
No, sorry. Yeah, there are walls, but it seems to be like maybe 100 by 100 feet with this massive door. There's no knocker.
Okay. Can I then try to infer what the bird meant by going up and sort of tapping its beak on the
It's
thing?
sort of okay. Make an intelligence check.
Okay. Good. That's a skill I am good at. It's not.
Is it bad that I want to talk to it?
Straight intelligence check. Oh, here we go.
You're sort of sitting there and you're just a little bit lost. You're just like you knock on the door, you hit it harder, and just nothing seems to happen.
May I make an intelligence
Tig has
check?
idea.
Mhm.
Tig has idea is really bad.
I love it, Tig.
Walk right up to the door,
Break
knock
down
on
the
it,
door.
knock
Which hand
on
do you
it.
knock with?
Magic arm. Like
Soon
arm.
Swings open.
There we go.
See? It's
Best.
just like being nice. We go.
I hate this fucking plane.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. Jesus.
We
Let's
go.
go.
We go.
We go. Everyone else seems to be aware of why that worked.
Why did this happen in front of the demigod? Of all times, we have this guy here, and he sees how. Let's go.
He thinks we're idiots anyway. Don't worry about
This
it.
just made it worse.
Also, Felix, we're letting him in. Showing him how to open the door is not the worst thing we're doing today.
You
So-
couldn't figure that out.
Idiot. You didn't steal an ant's arm and knock on the door with it? Twit.
Ixnay on the door, eh?
Tig walks in. So
Yes, she
does
does.
Dom. So does Ballistae. Felix, as you go in, you sort of feel that mark on your cheek, almost like it doesn't want to pass. Like you walk in, your face gets turned, and you have to pull it through, and it sort of like stings a bit. And you see, as you cross the threshold, Baphomet seems to be walking in as if he's like wading through molasses. It's just this thick, slow trudge as he tries to get through, but he does make it across the threshold.
You're welcome.
As you look in this place, it was all stone walls outside. This is a fine sort of like a library corridor. It's got elven script all over all the wood. It seems to all be some sort of enchantments. There are books just everywhere, and they all seem to be no numbered volume, but just a name on like maybe 10 on the top shelf, like down, all the same name, and then be another person's name, and then another person's name, and it just goes and goes and goes until you get to the end, which is a T junction, and it's just all books. Tomes.
Any names I
Righty-ho.
recognize?
Here, no. They're just like, Earl Winfred. And if people had titles, it has titles. If they have, if they're just one name or three names, whatever, it's all there on the binding.
Cool. I say, well, lead on,
Slightly.
Demon Lord. We're looking to get presumably to the center. What are
This-
you looking for, actually, if you don't mind me asking?
Are you sure you want that answer?
Is this gonna make my face hurt again?
Tig's looking at books while they talk.
Sort of looks down at you. Knowledge, power. What we
Sure.
all want.
Val goes, yeah, all right, fair play.
This place. It's not a labyrinth in the standard maze. This is a place of memories. You need to walk through. And he takes you to the end of the hall. Would you like to go left or right?
Tig's standing there getting excited, like,
Pig, Pig, what way would you like to go?
Can I make a perception? Oh, sorry, no. I would like to see if there's anything that I can hear, like a bird or like a book, like pages moving. I want to hear for something moving through the books, like a rat or something.
In one direction, to the right, you hear the crackling of flames. On the left, you hear the sound of warfare and crying.
Oh. Flames?
Tig's just gonna sit down.
Are you all right, Tig?
No, Tig don't want to go. No.
Okay.
No. And I'm just gonna pick up 2 random books and just stick them on my ears. Make it stop.
You've got the books closed, yeah? Just
Yeah, closed. Just like.
Okay.
I mean, we always had a policy with mazes that you just follow one wall. It's a bit of a long way to get through, but
Just,
you don't get lost.
I mean, you always touch the left wall, right? And then
Like the Demon Lord said, it's not a labyrinth in the standard fashion. It's about memory rather than actual place. That would work in a normal maze, sure, but I suspect this place moves.
We can't just battering ram our way through to the center.
Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't have needed to summon the Demon Lord of the Abyss, Dom.
Well, I don't know. When the maze is just a metaphor, it's a bit more complicated than that, but...
things were so much simpler when we just killed things.
I know, right? I miss it too, buddy. All right. Can I
take out the
No,
coin?
you go for it.
Can I take out the coin that the Wood Elves gave us on the way in here? The coins that let us go back. And say, heads left, tails right.
Yeah, like it.
All right. Roll a d2. 1 is left, 2 is right. Let me get back to this.
Right. We have a dice roller.
We actually have a.
I'm like, are you rolling actual
I heard
dice?
the dice, and I was like, you realize I can't see that, right?
It's like, well, that doesn't matter. It's a 50-50. Like, I don't know the outcome of either way. 2 is what we got.
So
I don't
heads
remember
left,
which
tails
one it was.
right, and
There you
2
go.
was tails. So
Right.
the tails comes up, and you all sort of, as you look down towards this right passage, you hear the sounds of warfare, screaming. You hear a child, like a young girl, crying loudly, and the sound of a man like, what, no, and as he gets chopped off.
Good.
On the floor with their books.
Do we recognize the language or accent that the voice was
All
in?
in common.
Oh.
Keep going, I guess.
Yeah, we just
You
go.
go right. Cool.
Yeah,
So
man.
you head to the right. You follow this long curving, maybe a mile or 2 you go, and eventually you find yourself in this sort of large open room. You walk out and you realize that it just goes off to each side, and there's fog wrapping around your ankles, and the further you go in, the higher it rises, and it's misty. You can't see the walls, you can't see the roof, and you can hear the sounds of faint, distant fighting. Bodies hitting the floor, battle cries in different languages, and swords ringing off each other.
Is this situation in any way familiar to any of us?
Yeah.
Have
Like,
any of
Felix
you
is
ever been in a
soldier.
war?
Well,
Yeah,
Felix is
yeah,
a soldier.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Tig's never been in a war.
No, she hasn't.
So,
Val's never been in a full-on battle.
I've been in
so it's
many.
Felix and I.
So
Yeah.
so Val would go to my Dom Felix. Whilst I assume the fog of war being both a literal and metaphorical thing, does this resemble a particular battlefield either of you have been on?
You are still in what looks to be a stone floor. Every now you pass like a pillar holding the roof up, it just disappears above you. You're still in a library with these, where when you came in, it was still those wooden elven shelves, still filled with books.
Okay.
Tig's. Oh, sorry.
No, you carry on.
Tig's just gonna put these books down just somewhere on a pile and sort of. This kind of fog, does it seem like the kind of fog you'd see in a rainforest? It's very misty?
Yeah, it's more like spoopy graveyard mist and fog.
Okay.
Not like beach fog.
Okay.
Is
Nice fog. The sort of fog you get on a sunny evening.
I guess
Baphomet
rain.
sort of sits there and looks to all of you as you sort of discuss this, and he just takes
walking.
Okay. He sort of looks around and he just takes 3 steps off to the left and just disappears from you. You can hear his footsteps very quickly recede, and it's odd because it's like the fog is swallowing the sound.
Sure. It actually
Can
does
we
do that.
move in his direction?
That's probably a good idea.
You can.
I mean, I think we ought to follow the big guy.
He is the guide.
Yeah.
There was a reason why we brought him here.
Yeah,
Okay.
we follow. We go.
Okay.
So as he sort of disappears and you're like, oh shit, and you try to trail that sound. Even running, you don't seem to catch up to him. But you start hearing the sound of footfalls and a yell as this blood-covered knight, sword raised, comes running out of the fog, wearing sort of gold and silvered armor with flaming red hair trailing her.
Apologies there, sorry.
She sort of points the sword at you as she sees you and says, "Are you with the Dark Ones?" Points the sword at Valiste. "You will not have this library or this cassock."
He with Tig!
Looks to you, looks to all of you.
Tig like sunlight.
"How did you get here?"
Said Tig could come in.
I point in the direction that we roughly came from.
Yeah.
She sort of shakes her head for a second and says, "Where are you going then? What is... You'll find your way if you look to the books." And sort of puts her sword at a low ready.
We mean you no harm. Thank you for your assistance. We mean neither you nor the library any harm.
What
She turns her back and goes to walk away. What do you say, Tig?
what if you can't read?
Mist ignores you and keeps walking.
Don't worry, Tig. I can read quite well.
Then what do with books?
What do you think she meant with the Dark Ones?
Oh, I'm certain that will become horrifically apparent.
I'm sure
soon.
it's not important. Let's keep walking.
You start hearing the sounds in the direction she goes of dwarven voices grunting as they fight back and forward. There's this sort of it's a elven dialect. Which, do any of you speak the language of the Dark Elves?
I speak Elvish.
Undercommon.
I wouldn't know.
Don't think I speak Undercommon.
So
Apparently
you
I
kind
speak
of you pick up, if you can speak Elvish, you pick up some of it, but
Yeah.
not like all of it, because it is a slight twist on language.
Yeah.
So
I speak
You,
Abyssal and Elven.
yeah, between those you can sort of hear it's an army rallying itself to fight the dwarves, and the dwarves pushing back and they're calling out names. It's all happening off in one direction where Baphomet walks the other.
Huh.
His footprints are now more or less gone since you were confronted by this knight.
I vote finding a book.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not a war I want to get in the middle of.
Yeah.
I just
I
gave him the
agree.
book that was on my ears, just like.
Why
As
not?
you
Open the
hand-
book.
As you hand the book over, because I hadn't thought you'd be carrying it the whole way, so
I just
As-
sort of put one down. I was like,
as you put the book down, it just whips off down the hallway direction you came from,
Follow the book.
and then that's back in the direction you came from.
Well, that's no help.
We don't want to go that way.
How do I get a book from further in?
And then as she tries to hand you the book, you can see it like pulling in one direction. She's having to like fight it to hand it to you.
I grab it from her and use it like a divining rod.
It's going to take you back the way you came
Oh, okay.
because it's also from the first corridor.
Once again,
Can
that's
we-
not the way we want to go.
If we go like through the fog, can we find more walls? Like, are we still in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
semi-library state?
Yeah.
I
So
would
the
just
only reason
go-
I stayed with this is because you guys are doing stuff. But yeah, as soon as you start walking as a group together, you will find a wall after about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You find a wall. And as you look at it, it's flicking between the names Valiste and Void. Valiste Void. Just back and forth.
I mean, I don't want to read your journal.
I don't particularly want to read Void's.
Make a perception check. Whoever's not looking at the books right now.
oh, that'd be a take.
On me.
3.
As like if you're looking at the shelves and having this conversation, you're probably not paying attention.
No,
So
yeah.
23. So Felix, you notice that the stone of the floor now has become like a rocky cavern, and out of the corner of your eyes, edge of perception, you can see that the bookshelves are slowly disappearing and rock walls are forming. And you can actually, as you look up, you can see there's a cavern roof high above you.
Guys, and I'm sort of like grabbing them, pointing it out to them.
Oh, is bad.
Should we move? Is this a?
Baphomet comes running in. He's like, "The only way is through your memories. Make up your mind."
Then Val, looking at the ceiling, reaches out and grabs one of the books.
Are you trying for Void or Val, or just grab
This is
whatever
the
comes
thing. It's true random.
up? All right.
Oh, you're living.
I'll leave it in
What?
the DM's hands.
1 is
Love it.
Val. 2 is Void. Roll that D4 for me, or D2, I should say.
Oh.
How do you actually roll a D2?
/ roll space 1d2. And you can just roll with D4 and odds and evens.
1.
So 1 is Val.
Oh.
So as you reach out and open the book, we'll cut to a break.
God damn it! No!
And this is the first thing that I know. It's just like it's always Sarah's going, I know. And I was like, I get to sit here going, haha, motherfuckers, I actually know what this is.
Juicy note taking.
All right, guys, we'll be back shortly. Thanks for sticking around.
I'm gonna.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our episode of D&D, which we're just now going to look at this puppy for the next hour and a half. because
Look at the puppy!
puppy, it's adorable.
Oh,
We
no.
met it the other day, and it is
It's so squishy.
It's
Yeah.
a good girl.
it was
Good girl.
it was cute. Anyways, I'll have to do my best. Thank you. Otherwise, I would not be able to DM. I'd just be like, give puppy.
Thanks, Papa.
So, I forgot what I was doing. I'm DMing on a channel. I'm live. Right. So we had just had the book open, the Book of Val, and
The 9th book of Val, chapter 7, verses 5 to 23.
yes.
And Val did saith unto all the bastards, "Fuck you, cants," and then he killed them with his scythe.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Has
But-
been a day of days.
As you open the book, you all find yourself falling into infinite black.
Oh, good.
There's a sudden impact of ground after what feels like hours, days. You don't really
Seconds.
know. But you all are more or less looking down at a sea. Except for Valiste and Felix.
What?
This
Valiste.
is a memory Felix was in.
Shh. So, let me get all my notes because I should have done it. So you look to your left, and Felix stands there. You're both hiding in the shadows outside of Villa. You hear yourself say to him to stay here, watch the perimeter. No one's as quiet as you. You'll be able to stop anyone coming in after us. Val sort of looks to the men that are around you, your unit, and you both remember this is you back in the war. This was where you found Val's scythe. This is the people that had it before. Val, with 5 men, runs forward, jumps up, and they sort of lift each other over this maybe 10-foot high wall. As you get up there, Val sweeps out someone's legs, cuts their throat, catches them, puts them down, and the rest of the unit comes over. You
As
see-
in a guard.
Yeah, guard. Just not like another
one
soldier.
of the
just
other
like,
dudes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't even jump the wall, he just starts butchering them.
So you jump the wall, kill a guard, and with the rest of the unit, you go down, you sneak into this house. You sort of slowly open the door on the bottom floor, sneak in. It's this beautiful villa, nice big like winding staircase that goes up. It's all got warm rugs. You can feel the warmth of the fire in the corner. There's a table, small circular table with this like big comfy chairs, and you can sort of see that there's a pipe there where whoever the owner of this house would be smoking and reading, and is sort of dead. You sneak up the stairs, down the hallway. You pass one room, there's a door slightly ajar. Inside you see a small child, a girl sleeping. You pass, continue, and you get to what you assume to be the master bedroom, and you just crack open the door. And you enter this room. There is a man and a woman asleep on the main bed, and locked in a glass cabinet next to it is a very familiar tall wooden staff. These guys that you've known for years. You've been at war with Felix for 5 or 6 years at this point. These are like your most trusted men, your unit. You've been through everything together. You turn to these guys and tell them to watch the door. You're here for your prize. You go. You're pretty good with magic at this point. You manage to counterspell or I can't remember the name of the spell now. You get rid of the magic that locks the door of this glass cabinet.
Dispel magic.
Thank you. I was like, disarm magic? Yeah,
Sure.
dispel magic.
Ah.
You take the staff, and as you get it, you watch this woman's eyes as she rolls over and wakes up. She draws in breath to scream. What do you do, Val?
Val shakes it. Val holds aside and shakes his head. just implying nothing good happens if you do that.
With fear in her eyes, she screams as loud as she can. Her husband, just immediately awake, rolls out the other side of the bed and grabs a sword. You can hear the sound of guards coming in from outside, running up the stairs, and the sound of combat in the halls. You sit there, and with the newfound power of this scythe, you swing it straight through the husband's sword, through the body, and he just seems to topple lifeless to the ground. No blood, just the light in his eyes are extinguished. Turning back to the woman, what do you do?
That didn't need to happen.
You killed my husband. Why?
Because you screamed. Don't do it again. Sit down. I'll leave. You live.
You watch as she rolls off the bed, backs into a corner. She pulls the sheets up and just starts crying. She's like touching her husband's head, like hands shaking, and she just starts sobbing.
I will endeavour to make sure the rest of your family survives this experience if none of them were foolish enough to leave their rooms. But anybody who has this in their possession isn't innocent. And he turns to leave.
One of the men comes in. Felix is second in command. We have to get out of here. We've put down most the guards. There will be more coming.
Let's
Can't
go.
leave witnesses. And he walks up and just flicks his saber out and cuts the woman's throat. As he leaves the room and you follow, you see hanging half out of the bedroom door you just passed, the lifeless body of a small girl. The sounds of battle downstairs finish, and you move downstairs and gather the men. What do you say to them?
Gents, as I said to you before we came and did this, the person who had this before, no one who has this is a good person. I'm taking it somewhere where it can't hurt anybody anymore. So thank you for that. Thank you for your assistance rendered.
You get a voice in your head, Val. Feed me. Please. It has been decades. And these men deserve it. What do you do?
Val gives no outward sign that he's heard it.
Inwardly?
He would say to the men, "Shall we?"
Okay.
Inwardly, he's probably going to ignore it. Given that he's never met this thing before, he would probably ignore it.
Okay.
I'd like to assume he'd have done a little research. Like he would know at least vaguely what this is that he's been sent for.
Yes.
So the fact that it's talking to him shouldn't come as a massive surprise.
No. All right. Felix, you are standing outside, and you've heard the sound of combat inside. Some of the guards on the wall have gotten spooked. What do you do?
Right. So the guards are sort of starting to freak out a little bit. All right. Gather up my boys, and I'm like, things sound like they're getting a little messy. We might need to intervene.
Okay. All right. So you take the last couple remaining people, and you run to the walls. You see coming around the side is a patrol that is outside the walls heading for the main gate. I assume you want to cut them off?
Yep.
You run that way, and as you realize the sound of all the combat inside has died. It's finished. You're terrified for your friend, but he said make sure no one comes in. So it takes a few minutes to dispatch those guards outside. As you sort of make your way to the main gate, you notice that every guard has left their post to head in. Back inside, the man that killed the woman upstairs and saw the body of the husband, I think you're going to want to hand that over. I saw what that did. That's something we can use in this war. Give it to me.
Valiste would say, you knew what this was going in. I was clear about this. This is not safe for mortal hands. It'll end the war, but it won't be the way you want it to end.
Second in command looks at his men, nods his head, and they will draw their steel.
Boys, if you want the scythe, I'll fucking give it to you.
Once again you hear, feed me. Let me grant you alacrity.
And Val does the mental equivalent of a nod.
Okay. For the first time ever, you feel your body get this burst of speed, and almost before these people can react, you dart and you just cut through them. And just, big sweeping motions. And as you swing, this purple blade again just bursts from the wood and just scythes through them. And they just fall down, dead. You hear... Sorry, continue.
Val stands at the end of it. It's the matter of half a second. It's sort of lightning. It's very much the Flash. Just sort of just zip, zip, zip to the other end of it, and just they all fall behind him, and he goes, why did you have to take the bunny out of the box? No.
Wrap a ribbon around the old oak tree. Papa's coming home.
Well done. Good reference. He goes, boys, it didn't have to be like that. And then he would walk out. He would light a cigarette, breathe once, and then flick it over his shoulder into an obviously pooling pile of gasoline.
So anyways, you walk out the front. As you walk out the front, you see Felix and his last two men coming in. They are on the path between the wall, the gate, and the actual villa itself.
Got it. Let's go.
Val, where are the rest of the men?
There was a lot of guards. I'm sorry, my friend.
All right, let's go.
As he turns around, you feel like you just get caught up in a whirlpool and you just tumble out of it onto the floor of a corridor. You're back in the library.
So for character reference,
does Felix know what happened inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Why, Val? Why didn't you tell me? Why?
I want to be very clear, Felix. I didn't lie to you. There were a lot of guards. But would you be happier knowing? I hope you understand why I did what I did. I couldn't let them have it. You've seen the fucker it is.
Val, I get that, and I support your decision. To be perfectly honest, if that happened to me, I would have done it too. But to not tell me that happened, that's what really got me. Look, we don't have time to discuss this right now. A lot of weird shit's happened over the past week, and quite frankly, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest that we keep pushing forward, and when we have a spare moment, you and I have a sit down and have a long talk.
Fair enough.
Right. You guys are back in a corridor with names either side, and Baphomet's just sort of like blinks a few times and looks to all of you. This is more like a regular maze.
Good.
This part I can lead you through. Follow me. And you guys will be walking for a while. You sort of turn left, turn right, you come to, lots of T-junctions and intersections, and you sort of move around, and it seems like you double back of yourselves. It's like you really should have passed over the point you've already walked. At a certain point, he turns down one and just comes to a drop into nothingness, and he just seems to walk off the edge. And as you guys look down, he is just literally walking down the ledge.
Oh, okay. I immediately follow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
So
all doing it.
yeah.
Oh.
gravity seems to just reassert itself. So as you step over, you just it's like it messes with your head, but you just shift and you just walking normally.
Well, that's
Okay.
novel. It's fine, Tig.
So she just comes running off and then into the backs of you as you're
Yes.
walking.
Don't jump.
So you walk down for a while, and you sort of come to a point where there's a little, like a place where there's there's like a ditch, more or less. It just goes into nothing. But there's another path on the other side, and it just seems to come to a dead end, then continue up, like skywards, with more books.
I guess if it goes down one way, maybe it goes up the other.
You watch as Baphomet sort of jumps and just goes from here to just keeps walking up.
Okay. Tig's gonna give it a running start this time and go for it. Run, jump.
I guess we follow.
Yeah.
We go!
Yeah.
You having fun now, Tig?
Does it work?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah!
You jump the gap, you keep moving. You come to another wide, it's not such a wide open area like it was before, but it's more like a circular room that has just lots and lots of branching points. And Baphomet, before he gets there, he can see where he just sniffs. There's something ahead. Something foul.
Oh, good.
Well, I mean, if you think it's foul,
Like, yeah, can we get any more clarification on that one?
Can you?
Enemies.
Sure. Oh no. I hope not,
Dom
Chad.
just unslings his bow, and off his shoulder and holds it in his hand.
clench my fist to make the blade.
Yeah, so comes out into your hand.
Try
just to fit
not
in
to
with
get
everybody
too
else. So.
distracted.
All right.
Hello. That's Tig.
How's Tig's arm?
It's fine.
Like it last time, it was a bit sort of gnarly and decayed and horrible.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's not getting worse.
Okay.
Yeah. A question on that, DM.
Yes.
With Tig's tree naturing stuff, how it sort of regrows over time, would that have affected it in any way, or no? Needs sunlight.
No, it's more or less the same.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
All right. So let me just find what I'm looking for here. There we go. So you sort of a hello, and you hear, "Hello, dear ones.
Oh, good.
Come on in."
No.
Who walks in? Baphomet sort of stays there and sort of stamps a hoof and snorts, but doesn't move.
You want to help out Baphomet, or are you just gonna watch?
What did he say exactly? He said
He
hello.
sort of looks to you, he's like, "Watch."
All right, cheers. I'm so glad we brought this guy. All right.
Next hall.
Can I ask the question of the group? Does anyone know that voice?
Does Tig know that voice?
No one knows this voice.
Oh,
Alright, well,
different person.
Nope.
Good.
Don't like that.
All right. So you all walk in.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh,
So
Way up through.
Sure.
standing there is a 12-foot tall,
Love it.
red-skinned
Great.
humanoid.
Fantastic.
Two very tall horns that sweep back, long purple robe.
Do they count
And-
towards its height?
No,
Is
he's
it
12,
12
feet
foot
without,
with the horns.
12 foot without the horns.
Oh, good.
And he's got large wings, which sort of seem to leak smoke and embers.
lovely.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Just a fiend.
He sort of snaps closed a book and puts it away.
Sincerely doubt it's just a fiend.
Well, he sort of bows low. My name is Mephistopheles.
Of course it is.
Are you the ones traveling with that beast?
Well, I wouldn't describe him like that, but yeah.
His name's Felix. He's had a rough week, but frankly a little rude.
I like you. And he sort of like points to you and then moves over towards you there, Dom. There's a spark in you, isn't there?
More than one at this point. What do you want, fiend?
Oh, I'm just a patron of the library. Me and the owner go back. Acquaintances. Are you here to peruse the stacks?
We're returning some overdue books.
Fair. I do hope you don't intend to read from too many. No mortal can survive opening more than one book. All who've tried have lost their sanity and then their lives.
Oh, good.
What if we
Appreciate
read
the warning.
other books by accident?
What if Tig opens 2 books?
Tig can't read.
Tig's not sane.
If you really wish to be able to read more than one, maybe we can come to an arrangement.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good, man.
Want anything from you? You have the mark of the beast. These other two, looking towards Val and Dom.
Oh, I'm spoken for.
I'm not asking for anything right now, but you both have keen minds.
You are smart.
That's
Well, I don't think I took that feed.
No.
It's
not
not
what-
at the.
It's not.
I
Sorry,
definitely
couldn't
did not.
resist.
Yeah, well played.
I like to learn things, and this library contains almost all the knowledge I could want. But I can see a little ahead of what's to come. I think you're going somewhere I will not.
And you want to know what's there.
I do.
What's the offer?
Well, for For once, a mortal's in a position of power here, and I'm not afraid to admit it. What do you need?
Right now, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think
I
so
wouldn't
too.
call any of you good. Well, maybe the stick.
That's
He is
fair.
here.
I mean, that's just a matter of opinion. You know, from where we're standing, we're pretty good.
Speak for
Like
yourself,
when
mate. I'm glad you
Jedi
feel it.
people.
I'm looking for Twig right now, by the way.
Yeah.
This
Noted.
is getting real tense.
This is getting very meta. Val, dwelling on the memory he'd rather forget best forgotten, goes, yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, Val, you said it yourself. You're probably the best person to hold that scythe. I'm sure you said that eventually, in the many years that we've known each other.
I am, because I said that, but in specific reference to the fact I was planning on disposing of it, unlike literally everybody else who's ever owned it.
Yeah. Why do you think I don't touch that thing? Anyway,
Are you just here for the books, or are you here to find her?
We're here to find her.
Which one?
Not here for the books at all.
Wait. Oh.
it's more than one.
What would I know about this sort of... Firstly, what would I know about this demon? Mephistopheles famous, no?
He is an archdevil.
Yep.
Of the 8th level of hell.
Uh-huh.
He is quite literally made of hell.
Mm-hmm.
And he is effectively hell's Grand Magister. That's the general knowledge of people that are in the know, and you are a fairly knowledgeable person.
Sure. Would that general knowledge include how the fuck he'd be here?
He's allowed in, apparently.
Apparently. So the fact that he's made reference to the fact that there's more than one lady.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there only one owner, or is because is she not the first owner?
She is the owner.
Yeah.
That is not something anyone's ever really found out before. You are the
Okay.
first.
In which case, let's pursue this line of questioning. We're here for the Lady of Ravens. Which other lady are you referring to?
They're all Lady of Ravens. She's delivered all the secrets of mortals, everything their souls unburden on them after death. That's a lot of knowledge. She was mortal too once. The mind splinters.
Okay.
Great.
Have
Should
you
make it
met?
easier to track her down then.
No, probably not.
We only gotta find one. Yeah.
Like this many or this many? And I point to how many of us there are.
The
This-
first one, Tig.
This.
Many as needed.
How many minds can a person have? A
Well,
god, even.
2.
So, the beast. Do you suppose he'd be able to take us where we want to go?
He sort of looks around the corner. He is able.
So, in fairness to us, what do we need you for?
Yeah, I just saw an opportunity. But if you want to stumble upon the first mind splinter that you find, go for it. There's a lot of angry knights here. There's sad, there's happy,
Let me just cover up my face.
there's self-destructive.
What does she look like?
Tall, elven,
Red-headed.
red hair.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Fuck.
Yes.
Ha! It makes sense now.
She
Well.
she asked us if we with
Yeah, no,
dark
we've already
ones.
met her.
Oh. Good you didn't get on her bad side. That
Yeah,
was
no.
her wrath.
Oh,
Eternally bringing ruin to the ones that destroyed her first home.
Oh.
oh.
Cool.
We should have returned it to her.
Why do you serve her? Said Valstein.
I say, because she's not all like that.
True, we
Tig.
need to meet more.
Tig, don't you have a bit of wrath in you?
No.
Oh, sure, yeah, Tig, you've never wrathed on anybody.
Tig make buttons.
Tig did make buttons, because Tig has more than wrath in her.
Hey, Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles. My apologies. Mephistopheles.
Mephi.
If one of these splinters were to see old goat boy back there, what would happen?
She might be a little angry.
When you say a little angry, do you mean like you accidentally dropped food on the floor angry, or you
He'll
may
take
have
Is that the low
destroyed
end for
everything
you?
she ever loved? I'm a bit nervous. You destroyed everything she ever loved, angry.
That beast is looking for a way to rebuild his armies. He was the Lord of Minotaurs. He wants them back. A foolish wish got rid of them long ago. Speaking of, I believe someone else here wants a wish to return something. Are you sure there's nothing you want?
Is he looking at me?
He is looking at you.
I
Made
go,
one deal with the fiend already today, Val.
no.
Val, let me be the first to say.
Hold up. And I calmly look at him and I go, Book wouldn't want that. It's not about what I want. I'd make the deal, but Book wouldn't.
Book's gone. Not just dead.
I know.
Gone. That thing consumes souls, takes them to their lords, and your scythe, well, it's feeding something beyond itself.
Well, that's very useful.
Wait, is where Magic Man is?
Yes.
No. Book not gone.
Book is not strong enough to survive that place.
Stay, battleship, please.
Book wouldn't want that, Tig.
Just don't tell Tig what you decide, okay? Just no Book not resting, okay? You decide and don't tell Tig, okay? Let me get 2 books and put them on either side of my ears again.
What's the deal? I can always say no, Dom.
I bring back Book.
Yeah, I got
alive
that
and
bit.
well.
Yep.
You spend time with me after your death. Everything you know, everything you see on the other side, in the realms of the dead, bring to me. I would very much like to know.
Noted.
Val, let me just say, as someone who has already accepted a deal with a fiend without first reading the terms and conditions that come with it, I don't think this is a good idea.
I mean, if I want Book back as well, but This ain't even close to a fair deal based on how much we know you want that.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
No
you
deal,
know where
mate.
to find me.
I do. Thank you. It's good to know. Are we going to have a problem if we bring Minotaur Boy through here?
There is a prime splinter. If she sees that, she will not be very happy. Be careful.
Noted.
Some of the others might not recognize it, so caught in their memories, which this place is
All about.
filled with.
Yep. Yep. Good.
I suggest taking the central path. You can decide from there where you want to go.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah.
I mean,
Listening to 2 archfiends in one day. God, this week keeps getting worse.
I'm just
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
it out there. This is fucked up.
day of
He
fucking
is
days.
telling the truth. He doesn't
That's what-
lie.
I didn't think he probably would have, but yeah, cool. Hey, look, in terms of conversation with fiends, this has been easy. He's been straight with us. He hasn't threatened anybody. I like Mephi. He's on my good side. In terms of fiends I've met this week, he's like the best.
All right. So do you guys move off and just leave him there to keep reading his books?
I mean, what
Yeah.
else are we gonna do?
Okay.
Okay.
So-
I attack him. No, I don't.
I definitely put a hand on Val on the way out, just like a silent but reaffirming like shoulder squeeze.
I'm
Come on, Tig.
Baphomet tries to follow, and as he follows, he draws his spear, and you sort of see him, and he's like standing behind Mephistopheles' spear ready. You can hear the wood creaking in his hands. Do you guys do anything?
No.
I mean,
Hey,
No,
come on now.
Don't do anything. Leave it.
I mean, if
I
you
think
want,
I would stop for a moment and just like look.
No, I'm gonna stand next to Dom and just
Oh,
cross
I
my
I'm
mean,
gonna
arms.
stand next to Felix.
if we, the chance to watch an archdevil versus like
Demon
a
Lord.
demigod, like, oh.
So
I'm ready to
Baphomet,
punch Felix.
If this kicks off, we gotta move.
Mephistopheles will not. He can move freely in here. I don't. No, there is no worries. I'm watching.
So Baphomet sort of tries to charge forward and slam his spear into the back of Mephistopheles. Just before he reaches it, Mephistopheles' wings flare. Flames lick out. It's hellfire. The heat is insane. You can smell the sulfur and hear the screams of the damned. The books don't get touched, but you watch as Baphomet just clear sails over all your heads, bounces off one of the walls and lands. All one side of him singed and like fur peeling off in chunks. And he sort of gets up, shakes himself, and then just turns and sort of like almost sullenly walks away, and then waits around a corner. He gets to a T-junction. He's just waiting there, looking either way.
And I'm gonna
Felix,
run.
I think you signed up with the wrong one.
It's like my demon god's better than your demon god.
Hey man, I like your demon god.
With the flames and everything, I probably would have like hit a little bit and then just run away.
Felix
Good.
would just have this
Take that
this grin on his face, just. It's pretty red.
All right, you get around the corner. Another T-junction. Left or right, guys? Where do you want to go?
What do we hear? Paint me
Yeah.
a picture of words.
This time, you don't hear anything. You hear just the sound of like wind a little bit, but that's about it. You kind of heard that everywhere around here.
You still got that coin handy?
Yeah. I pull out the coin and do another flip. One left, two right. Left.
Left. Okay, let me
We
go.
go.
My notes. What's on the left? Okay. You walk down the left. You get to a room, which is actually quite small and cozy. But there's a ladder that's tall, like maybe 10, 15 stories tall. And written on the spine of all these books in curly writing is Tigariel.
I mean,
He's probably just standing there, just like, ooh, a ladder.
yeah, she can't spell her own name, presumably.
Actually, she can.
I thought she could only spell the first 3 letters of it.
I'm gonna hold up my left hand.
It's written on my hand.
I'm gonna hold up my left hand, my normal elven hand, and like hold up against the books and try to find T-I-G. Try and find the one that matches the best. And find the biggest one.
I was joking. I didn't know you had it on your hand.
Yeah. This has been a little while. This has been a while in the making.
Proper tat.
No, this is etched.
Okay.
She didn't have a. She doesn't know how to use a pen.
So she just carved it
It's
with
like
her metal hand.
scarred in there.
She was a bit desperate to sign a piece of paper once.
Baphomet.
So just.
You right there? You're all good? Do we all need to delve into our own history to find our way through that? Is that how this place works, do you reckon?
Any can open the books.
Yeah, but we've wandered fairly randomly and found, I mean, this is an infinite library, and we found our way to me, my scythe, and Tig in the last 2 hours. That's not chance, which means this is by design, which means we're probably supposed to be looking. Is that the point?
I am not entirely sure. This is my first time as well. And he's sort of like for the first time, he's not quite sure of himself. He's like, I'm your guide, but...
No, it's all good, buddy. I was just wondering if you had any information to add. Did you actually see into my memory as well there? Were you there as well? When I opened the book and read...
Shakes his head.
Well, that's very interesting. All right.
We saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you guys
Take
did.
saw.
Oh, I saw it.
But that's how I inferred everybody had seen it.
You were standing there. I read the words over your shoulder.
What did the words say? Was it basically describing how I acquired the scythe?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, we actually physically experienced it.
Cocks his head.
This one was like, there you go. This is like, there's no need to be adversarial here. We're all on the same side. We're all trying to achieve the same goal. You've
You
answered
never know.
some
We
of my-
might find.
Tig don't want to see his book.
I
walks
Figure
to
out
the
what kind
side
of
and
demons
just
you
sort of
got
like-
hiding in there.
He walks to the side and he pulls out a book and opens it, closes it, puts it away, and just keeps doing that and trying to find if it will happen to him as well.
It's
Right,
noted-
he's not
it's-
mortal. So.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just messing with him. We're just...
So Tig, how you going? Do you want to look? So Tig, if you open one of those books and read it, there's a decent chance that we all get to see what's inside.
Tig can't read.
You
But
don't need
Tig
to.
happy for you to see her house. It's okay. And you can see Nissa and Venny and you can see Tiny Tribe and you can see Tig go to school. Okay, I'm gonna try and find the biggest book there.
As you draw the book, your hand touches it and you turn it. It says Tig, and then it's got at the bottom there's a small script with love from Nissa.
Oh, okay. This is best chapter.
You do realize you can't read, right?
I know, but Tig knows it's a book, and it says Tig and Nissa on it.
For the rest of you looking, the script is too small for her to read, but most of them say Tig and Nissa, like Tigariel, and it's like edited Nissa sort of thing underneath it.
As in, like, almost all the spines say,
yeah,
Nissa was there too.
Yeah.
Nissa was here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take the book and just, oh, okay, and look for the pictures, just like.
As you open it up, you all watch as this ghostly sort of woman steps half out of Tig, and Tig can't see it right now because she's opened the book and her consciousness is sort of falling into it. But as you're sort of, the same thing's happening, but you've got like further to go. So you see this happen, and just this little hand touches her face, and you just hear, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry," and you fall in to this book, much like the last one. Tig.
Whee!
Tig.
You sort of seem to fall and impact with a crash. And you are sitting on the floor of a small house, playing with a handmade doll, looking across at your brother, who is playing with two little whittled wooden swords. Dominic, you can't change your actions at all here, but you see in your hands are two whittled wooden swords. You're playing with them. You're sort of inside this child's body.
Oh, okay.
I was like, am I Tig's brother?
This has gone further than I thought it would.
Tig,
and then Valiste walks in an apron.
Tig, your mother sits next to a small fire, and she is talking quietly, moving her hands, and druid crafting the vines across the windows to close them. I was actually Valiste. You find yourself druid crafting some windows closed. You look down at your daughter, Tig, who at the moment is about 6 years old. Her son, 4 years old. Felix, you sort of, from the back, smile down as you are in a about 6'2" man, and you are currently sort of inhabiting the body of Tig's father. You walk out of the door and you go wandering down the street. As you walk down this street, you see a shadow move in your periphery. Your vessel doesn't seem to respond to it, but you mentally have witnessed this thing happen. You sort of you go and turn a corner in this village, and you notice that there's a body on the floor, and there's a sharp piercing pain in your back, and there's this pulsing purple energy blade piercing out of your chest.
Oh, God.
Drop wordlessly to the floor.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry about that. Val, you hear this scream from outside your outside the house. Tig, you watch as your mother stands up and runs to the door. She reaches down and grabs your hand, and she tells you to grab your brothers, and you'll run out into the night. And you see fires starting, and you see in the corner of your eyes slashing purple crescent that flickers in and out rapidly as you just see someone sort of just fall over next to the person that's swinging the stick. Your mother turns to you and says, kids, we need to be quiet. We need to go. Please, we just shh. All right? We gotta go. And you start running. As you're looking around, you see this blue-skinned elf come out of a side alley and run at you. And you sort of duck, and you feel the pressure of your brother being pulled just sort of go limp, and something wet hit the back of your leg, and someone starts screaming behind you. As you turn over your shoulder, you watch as your brother is holding the stump of his wrist, and then just this elf just picks him up and just flings him into an alley. Your mother screams loudly, turns back, and sort of rushes away from, she hasn't realized this until now. You kind of all realize that you're rushing into danger and you need to escape. You need to go some other way. You head back towards your home, Tig. Your mother chasing you, coming after you. You run inside, she closes the door, she grabs your father's sword, and she stands there, hands shaking. And from outside the window, you see these few elves with this ice blue skin, and they're just watching inside as the building starts to go up in flames. You're sitting there, and your mother turns and hacks a small piece of the back wall out, and she says, "Tig, honey, go, run, get out of here, please, go."
Where are you gonna come with me, Mom? Mama, don't make me go.
Sorry, honey. And she closed her eyes for a second and pulls something out of a pouch in her pocket, and these two sort of branchy creatures sort of come out of the ground as she summoned them, and she goes, "Save her, please, save her." And they grab you and drag you out the bottom of this house. And you're dragged through the snow as you watch through that hole in the wall as the front door gets kicked open, the house is on fire, and one of the ice blue elves steps in before you're too far away to see what's going on outside. You're being dragged away, and you hear this quick scream cut off, and something in your head sort of just snaps and you go silent. You see this large ent standing at the edge of the forest, is clearing around the town, and he's motioning for the branch wraiths to bring you across. He reaches down to you. "I'm so sorry, little one," and just touches you on the head, wiping clear your memories of this night. And you all find yourself tumbling out of this book into a new corridor, all having seen this, all having remembered this.
Well, that was different.
Tig, you feel two arms slide around your waist and squeeze. And if you turn around, this sort of ghostly green shape of Nissa is standing there. She touches your face and steps forward again into you.
Does it feel different when she steps forward?
You feel like you always have when she steps forward. You sort of get that feeling of completeness again. You haven't realized that there was something missing until that point.
Okay. No. And Tig's gonna start pulling all the books off the shelf and throwing them away, just trying to find other books, some other book that looks different.
Tig, be careful.
No, it's wrong.
I'm gonna grapple Tig. I know that's not gonna hold well, but
I'm gonna. I would like to try and contest this grapple.
Like I'm trying to basically just like bear hug her.
So 20.
Oh.
Roll it, Tig.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Oh god.
Athletics will be your better one. So just athletics.
Yeah, by 2.
You sort of grab her for a second and you hold her arms for a second and she just like flexes and you just feel her arms get thrown aside. If anyone wants to help you, you could probably succeed with advantage. But
I look at Val.
I go fine, and I cast polymorph.
I spend my hero point to succeed.
Sweetie, I'm just gonna do it again.
Then
All
I
you're
will
doing
roll.
is wasting 2 spell slots.
Then I will roll.
Tig,
Val,
you're here in your mind. Do you want me to help?
What is this voice?
It's a voice you haven't heard for a few hundred years. It's female and someone that loves you.
Okay.
Don't do this to me, man.
Fix it. Fix it. It's broken. Fix it.
We can't hear it.
No. As you try to cast a second polymorph,
I don't.
this ghostly sort of image sort of steps out and like looks to you. I can't be here long. Yeah, you can try fix her mind. She knows now I've seen what you've done. But something broke in her that night, and she's always been sweet and caring, but she never really grew up.
We can see this.
You can. It's a tall, wild elven female, but like ghostly green, sort of see-through.
Doesn't look like her mother.
No.
It's Nissa, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I say, how can I fix her?
I'm not a caster, I never was. Surely you can find in your bag of tricks a way to mend that which is broken. I've seen reattached limbs and at least try to do this before, just go all the way. And she sort of seems to be fading as she's saying it, and her essence is peeling back into Tig until just like part of her upper body and face is there. It's like, you don't have to, but
No.
you
I'm
can
just
help.
try and hug what's left. Just
As you try to hug it, she sort of, now she's just like half her upper body and arm and face, like the back of her head's gone, and she sort of puts an arm around you, Tig. Honey, I'm always here. And you feel this like faint kiss on your cheek, strokes your face as it just sort of like fades back into you.
Val would immediately just walk right over and hug her. Like as the ghostly image fades into her, Val's almost takes its place and just wraps he's basically at chest height, but he sort of wraps his arms around her.
I think Tig will probably fall to her knees to give you guys to be at your like level.
I go in and hug as well.
Yeah, I mean, Dom picks himself off the floor and the books and then joins for sure.
The raven comes down, swoops, and lands on one of Tig's antlers.
I'm not crying, chat, you're crying. Oh, God. I got tears in my eyes.
Who put this water in my eyes? Damn it!
All right, everyone's just cutting onions at their desks right now. It's fine.
Okay.
She's so happy.
I think
She's so content.
Having everyone hugging Tig, she's crying her eyes out at this point. Just why What does tribe always leave Tig behind? Tig is only tree in forest. Why is Tig only one?
Because Tig's the strongest tree.
But Tig need tribe. Tom, please don't leave Tig behind. Please don't go. Tig need another tree to have a forest and have tribe. Please don't go.
We're going through this together, Tig.
Tig can keep you. Like how Nissa, Tig can keep you. Please don't go.
We're here to find your Nissa. Yeah. Dom just sighs.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Not right now. Well, I'm going to cast just about every dispel spell I have on her at the end of the day. It's just like, Nuka, kill it! Greater restoration! As many as it fucking takes!
Baphomet coming into this group hug, or?
Yeah, is he joining in, or is he still flicking through books, looking for something to do?
Baphomet will sort of appear, and while you're all on the floor hugging, like he's sort of a little bit disjointed with the rest of you, he just sort of takes a few steps, grunts, and then moves off to sort of look down the next hallway and around the place.
Blue Elves. What's that about? What's that? Like, this is something Josh is not aware of, but presumably Val would be. Okay.
Actually, make a history check with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Hey,
Decent DC.
need my arm, sweetheart. There we go.
This is something I'm aware of, but Tom is not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know their history at all, though.
History. Yeah, +3.
That's a
Ha!
that's a
Ha!
1. You have
That's
never
a
heard
shame.
of these things.
No.
What about?
Oh, wait. I have a person I could ask.
Yep. Someone that may have been there.
Someone who knows. But I don't want to talk to the prick. This would be a silent conversation, like you guys would not be aware of it. Val, it'd probably be as we're walking away, Val would go, Void, did you see that?
Yes, I saw it.
You were there, presumably.
You get a feeling of information more than an answer.
Sure.
I stumbled over that word.
Who are the Blue Elves?
Traitors.
To you?
I am a lot of things.
I wouldn't disagree with that, mate. Are they something I need to be aware of? An extant threat?
Who they serve is.
Who do they serve then? Let's cut the cryptic bullshit.
You get the equivalent of a mental shrug.
Oh, good. So you were working for the prick and you didn't know?
Find my books.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go down that
open
road.
up those novels.
Not sure I want to read that.
Laughs in French.
Open up those novels.
All right.
You sure there's not anything in there you wouldn't like us to see?
Again, mental equivalent of a shrug.
No shame.
In the distance, somewhere ahead of you, you hear this voice screaming. It's female. No, Dad, no, stop.
I mean, I proceed.
There's the sounds of spells being slung, and fighting going on somewhere further into this labyrinth. You guys don't know how long you've been here, but you feel really damn tired. What would you like to do?
As in exhaustion, tired?
As in, you might have been awake for like a day and a half at this point. This place is messing with your head.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'd probably want to resolve the whole explosions and fighting in the distance first. But the last time we heard noises, there was a splinter of the lady we came here to find, and I'd rather not be exhausted when I find her.
That being said,
I'm up for a hot.
This is a place to be resting on our laurels in.
No. I'm happy to go with the group consensus here.
Tig want to help.
Tig.
Yeah, we should probably help.
All right, fuck it, let's help.
You all like sort of stand up if someone's still sitting down, or you sort of like all turn to face the corridor, and darting across it, where the next T junction would be, left to right, is a silver armored,
Redhead,
white haired,
oh,
shadow leaking out of her,
oh good,
glowing blue eyes, purplish skin, but still very, very much the same facial features and weapon as the Lady of Ravens.
Does she see down the corridor? Does she notice us at all?
No, but you hear her yell, "Wait, I'm coming to help!" and just runs down that way.
Well, I mean, she sounds like one of the good ones.
Yeah. Baffy, old mate, old buddy, old pal. Baphomet, stay here. We'll deal with this. Don't. She'll be mad and probably banish you and so forth, and we don't want that, do we? No. Okay, cool. And then we go.
Could I just say, Felix would like to sort of pull out a rag and cover up his face just before we go. Just.
Okay. I would like to, since Valistay started moving, I'd like to do a sleight of hand check to keep one of the books.
Which Tig books?
One of the Tig books.
Well, Tig books were in the previous place. This is a new place.
Oh, so we've moved to the new place.
Every time you read a book, you tumble out into a new corridor.
Got it. Okay, my apologies.
So you couldn't keep the books you read before?
No, it's like it's gone from my hands.
Yeah, sure.
It's all good.
Okay.
Moving forward.
Okay.
All right. You run down the corridor and you go to turn right, and you start hearing the crashing of waves, and you turn the corridor and you start to smell sea salt, and it loops around to the left, and as you turn the corner, as each of you blink, because like a bright light's in your face, you just blink for a second and you all run flat into the railing of a ship on the water.
Yeah.
As you turn around, you realize that you're on a ship. The library's gone, but standing on the deck is this like 7-foot tall man with a massive sword in his back, which is made from like granite, and it's just should be far too heavy for him. He's like tall, black haired, sort of like a little bit of gray in it, salt and pepper beard, piercing blue eyes, massively built with sort of tattoos running down his arms, across his shoulders and chest as well, from what you can see, of like it's almost like scales. He's talking to a woman who's about 5'10". She's got green sort of treated leaf armor, with a bow on her back and yellow blonde hair is laughing to this person. Standing, that's on one side. To the other side is a small girl who is more or less naked with just like strips of cloth, crouched on the floor with daggers on her hips and just long, lank hair which is pooling around her. Next to her is the image of the Lady of Ravens that you saw. Next to that is, can you make a religion check, everyone?
-3.
19?
8.
Oh shit.
DC is 10, so.
Okay.
With Dom and Felix, you recognize the next person as, it's like the statue of a god come to life. It's the statue, it's the god of both human and dwarves. There's a lot of myth behind it, and you guys haven't really read too much into it, but it's a guy called Scorodon, which is a big, hugely muscled, almost 8 feet tall, massive axe. There's a half-orc standing next to them with a little pet blue dragon. There's another tall elf with a bow, and they're all standing there chatting and watching as a landmass disappears behind them, and all we can really make out of it is the jagged peaks of mountains.
Do I recognize any of the geography or make of the boats or
nothing
anything?
at all?
No.
The make of the boats are all dwarven.
Dwarven, okay. And I assume I don't know any of the people. None of them are ringing a bell.
No. Well,
I mean, maybe, but
so for Felix, Ballistae, and Dom, the face of the tall female green clothed elf, it's all the depictions of the goddess Cyrene.
Oh.
The tall you recognize the tall human dwarven god Scorodon as something called a mull. It's a half human, half dwarf. Very, very rare.
Mm.
And then there's this other woman that bears striking resemblance to the Lady of Ravens.
So they're just gods hanging out on a boat.
Apparently so. But
straight up chilling.
As we sort of, you say you've teleported here, however you have, you've got them all sitting there talking. We'll end the session there as you guys are sort of like, we're on a boat, what's going on?
Motherfuckers.
No.
Don't you ever forget it.
Don't start because I won't stop.
So
yo,
big breath of sea air.
This is
I'm taking that sea breeze.
And then a valid question. Is Baphomet here?
No.
Oh, that's
good.
Nice. That's lovely. Good.
Oh, I'm so glad
Oh,
I
God.
fucking made a pact with him. That's not gonna bite me in the ass.
Hey, look,
How
right?
did you hear? There is about 30 rooms to this place, and he's led you past about 20 of them because you had a guide, so you didn't have to go visit all the horrible places you could have had to visit. So
Great.
done pretty well.
I want to now. I'm curious.
Yeah, can we like double back half those rooms?
Yeah,
I dropped a pen.
because the few rooms we did do, they were great.
Oh yeah.
I love my
nailed it.
stories. Come on.
Look, Josh wants to go through every single fucking one of them and blow this campaign out for like a month and a half.
Me too.
Wait, they could be sick loot.
Yeah, well, except not. Because
The sick loot is psychological trauma. That's
the sick loot is the instrument I never fucking play.
Yeah, that.
So I know that was a bit of an anticlimactic end. I was going to just have it finish as like, oh, the mountain's disappearing, but you're like, quick question. I was like, okay, then here we go. So yeah, but puppy. But yes, that is so far half the half-ish of the labyrinth.
Awesome.
Hope you guys enjoyed going through it thus far.
And this has been one of my favorite episodes so far.
Is that because you've kept your limbs this time?
Yes. 0 combat, no chance for Felix to get hurt, except for when he beats a smart ass to Baphomet.
I mean, you say no chance to get hurt, but I'm pretty sure you were, not just you either, were tearing up over Tig. So that kind of hurt you.
And there's emotional trauma.
My cheeks are
top
killing.
of that,
I received messages from people crying.
and on top of that, you definitely got hurt when it's like, so Val, buddy, you killed my boys.
Yeah. We got some talking to do.
Yeah.
As I said,
Bit of
the thing that
emotional
hurt
trauma.
me the most is that he couldn't tell me.
All right. So, guys, this has been Roll for Damage presenting Heart of the Plains. We're finally getting into the real meaty parts of it all, which is making me happy. They're past their grinding combats. So, to start with, I'm going to do our usual thank yous for Bree or Brepai for the amazing art, for Wonders and Blunders, Nerds of the West, and There Be Dragons. We have 2 podcasts, another Twitch channel in there. The individuals here who are part of that. We'll explain that as we go past. Who else? Thanks to Producer Veg for producing as usual. Thanks to players for being amazing. I had a really good time tonight. And if anyone wants to see more from us and our, social media, we have a lot of these episodes going up on YouTube, so you can check all the panels down below. We've got merch store, as you can see. Shro is drinking from our mug.
One of.
Yep. One
There
off.
we go.
Can you guys whip out a wine glass? I'd like can I request a...
We just get
More
an etched wine glass with our symbol in
I
it.
mean, that's like noon right now, but I guess.
5 o'clock somewhere.
It's half midnight, man.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. So
This is Josh's go to sleepy 1990 snoozy snooze drink.
prime drinking time. Anyways, thank you all. Thanks also to all the chat for being so active. I've loved watching it scroll past. I can't really read it because I've got to focus on this. And all the subs, and I think there's some bits in there, and everything else, all the follows. Thank you so much. But for now, I'm going to go and get these guys to do their goodbyes. So, Reese.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Reese. I was playing Felix tonight. I am also a part of a channel called Nerds of the West. We focus on making board game content. We also play video games. We're here on Twitch. We're also here on YouTube. And tomorrow we are actually doing a live stream from our studio with Josh will be there. And we're going to be playing a board game called Nemesis.
Yes, we are.
Which is essentially Aliens, the board game. So that's
Nice.
9 a.m.
Fucking sick.
9 a.m. today in 8 hours. There
Yeah.
you go.
It's really weird. Like myself and Veg and someone else were just talking about possibly running a Nemesis-inspired D&D game at some point. So like, but you guys are like, "Oh, you're playing Nemesis." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, man.
Has Veg
Yeah.
talked to you?
Wow.
I backed it on Kickstarter. They're borrowing my set to do it.
Yeah.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Apparently, we
man.
just all think the same things at the same
Yeah.
time, which is kind
Well,
of
also,
We're stealing your content, man.
just because it's relevant and there are gamers listening. Nemesis 2 is out on Kickstarter now.
yeah.
Do it. It's so fucking good. It's one of the best board games on Kickstarter I've ever done, and I've done about 40 campaigns now. Yeah, cannot recommend enough. Sorry, Reese, go back.
That's all right. That's pretty much everything that I wanted to say. So if that interests you, come check us out. If not, I'll be here every Friday. So
Next up, we have Agent.
That's me. I'm Agent Number 1. I have been playing Dominic, who has been spending most of this episode trying not to burst into tears. So I'm going to go heal up my cheeks and tongue after biting them for half of this. I am part of the Wonders and Blunders crew, which there was links in the chat and down below. We're a Canadian podcast, D&D 5th edition podcast that's currently doing a little like mini film noir arc right now. That's about 7 episodes long, probably. So it's a fun little time to check in and tune in. I play a very ridiculous rat druid in it at the moment. What else? I'm also here on the channel all the time. We've got the Empires of Darkness campaign. We just finished up Ruffians the other week. There's episodes on YouTube. And I guess we're announcing some stuff soon, but I will be back in some more campaigns coming up in the future.
All right. Next up, we have Shrogro.
Hi everybody, I'm Shrogirl. I played your lovable big barbarian Tig tonight. And there were many tears, and there you go. That is Tig's a little bit into Tig's origin story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry if I cried too much, but that's how I roll. You can pretty much find me here on Roll for Damage on this game on Friday nights, where, play Tig, and Monday nights for the Warhammer game, where I play your French Bretonnian damsel Mercedes Le Dumont, and I'd be outrageously French as always. Yeah, I live here on this channel, basically, so I'll be popping up over the next little while, and in a week, I finish uni, so expect my stream to be up and running, and I will finally be getting to those silly little games I promised, plus making cute little Japanese snack boxes and fun stuff like that, which we've now decided is going to be called Tig Play. So there you go.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
We have to rename you in Twitch to just Tig Play.
We do. It's going to happen. So I will make a T-shirt for the event. And for next week's session too, I will have a fancy T-shirt with everyone's names on it.
And lastly, we have Josh.
Hi guys, I'm Josh the Pirate. I've been playing Val. I've been keeping it together by the skin of my teeth. This has been a ride. I'm part of the There Be Dragons crew. I'm going to play Nemesis tomorrow with Reese on Nerds of the West because I'm friends with a couple of them now. I count Reese as a friend.
Yeah, we're friends. We're friends on Facebook.
And I did my master's degree with one of the others, Tom, who is also part of There Be Dragons because it's horribly incestuous. That's going to be fun. Do Nemesis. There are some announcements coming. I'm going to be playing another maybe game a little bit going forwards on the channel. Exciting stuff. I'm fine. And it's been very cool to see all the things, and I want to know so much more. And this is Rosie. Rosie's very sleepy. She's been extremely good, actually. She doesn't normally sleep this long. She's 9 weeks old. And Daddy's lap is the best place to sleep.
All right. And lastly, hi, I'm Nova, or Nova One. I was your DM tonight. I will be soon, a few months. I'll be DMing a game on Saturday mornings for Australians, or Friday nights for elsewhere. So the rest of the places. That'll be America. That'll be cool. We have other games coming up in the near future as well, run by our producer Veggie, who will be speaking in just a moment. And we also have the game on Monday night, Empires of Darkness, set in the Warhammer worlds. If you like Warhammer, show up to that. It's in its final bit. There's 5 episodes left, I guess. It's, I don't know, some short amount, not more than 10. Come by and check that out, and I'll leave it with producer Veg to take it away.
Look at that. I had my buttons all pressed and everything. I'm here.
God, is that you?
I know, right? How is it possible? Oh my god, my eyes. Fantastic, guys. Fucking fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Nova, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm giving you the OK symbol. Fucking fantastic. Or like whatever it is that the Italians do.
The chef's kiss.
Yeah. Fantastic. Perfect. Loved it. Every second of it. Guys in the chat. Best chat ever. Best chat ever.
It's been a great chat tonight.
Been fantastic. You guys are the best. Keep up on Discord, man. If you want to keep chatting, come chat in the Discord. We're always there. As we always do at the end of a stream, we pass across our love to another streamer. And
Great.
I have been going through our list of usual streamers and fellas, And unfortunately, I can't find anybody that isn't like Italian or something. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for like
Fuck
multilingual.
Italians.
Multilingual.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from. It's my father.
The dog's yawning. Sorry.
I did find someone that I believe is a perfect person to raid, and that is Distracted Elf, who is from the Roll20 Presents crew, who have recently started playing Lost Minds of the Founder, which is one of my favorite modules to play. They're currently playing Final Fantasy 14 online, so we're going to go raid them, ask them about their favorite campaign, let them know where you came from, and pass across the love, show them every part of your love, because we love them. And we will see you on Monday for Empires of Darkness.
Bye.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Rosie.
Bye.
Jesus.